Have you been embarking on your shadow work journey and you're wondering if you actually made true progress in your inner healing and shadow work journey? Now in this video I want to share with you 10 signs that you truly have made some immense progress with your shadow work journey, with your shadow work process, that you have truly transformed already. Because when it comes to shadow work, it's usually those subtle changes that are happening that may not be so apparent in the moment, and it may take some contemplation and to looking a little closer to really realize how much you truly have changed and grown because of your shadow work journey, of what you have been doing. So let me just share with you some of those 10 signs that you truly have made some immense progress with your shadow work practice. First and foremost, you will maybe become aware that you have actually increased awareness, where you're more easily becoming aware of whenever you're stuck in something, whenever you're being triggered or anything like that, or whenever your ego is having somewhat of a hissy fit. I mean, have you ever just talked and then you're realizing like, okay, I'm just talking all kind of nonsense. I mean, this is just my ego is just having a hissy fit. And you're just kind of laughing about like, okay, I'm just doing my thing again. That's what I'm talking about. Whenever you're having that awareness that you're then catching yourself before you're going down the rabbit hole, you're actually becoming more aware of your thoughts, your emotions, whenever you're being triggered, and then you're more easily able to recognize those patterns. And then you can stop yourself before you then just react to things and going down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and letting your emotions basically run you instead of you really being in control. So if you're becoming aware that you're actually catching yourself more now than before, that is a great sign that you have really made some massive progress with your shadow work practices, because increased self-awareness is a great sign that you have transformed tremendously already. Then another sign is that you're more able to manage your emotions, where you're responding more rather than reacting. This also kind of goes hand in hand with that self-awareness, that increased self-awareness. Because as you're becoming aware of when something is happening, you're then more easily able to respond in a higher way. Where previously maybe something happened and you were just emotionally triggered and you just kind of blew up or you reacted in a not so pleasant way. The more shadow work you're doing, you're then maybe becoming aware that you're actually more easily able to handle or manage your emotions, where you're no longer triggered as easily. You're also able to stay calm in certain situations. So let's say something happens where previously you would have been totally stressed out, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do about this. Why is this happening? You're then actually, okay, this is happening. Okay, let's handle it. Let's deal with it. Let's take care of it, right? You're staying more calm in the moment when it happens rather than just blowing up or getting totally emotional. That also is a great sign. If you're noticing that you're staying more calm in those more difficult situations, or if something happens in the moment and you're staying more calm about it, you're just responding to it rather than reacting to it, that also is a great sign that you have come a long way on your inner healing and shadow work journey. Then the third sign is that you also may start noticing that you're actually setting more boundaries and more healthier boundaries, where you no longer allow people walk all over you or treat you in a way that you really don't like to be treated, where you're actually saying no to certain things that to really protect yourself, to protect your energy, to protect you emotionally, spiritually, physically, on all levels. So if you're becoming aware that you're actually setting more boundaries and also clear boundaries, and you're sticking to your boundaries, that you're just saying like, I'm not available for this anymore. I'm not available for certain experiences. I'm not available for to be treated in a certain way, or things like that, or even just energetic boundaries as well, that you're not available to be feeling drained by certain things. That also is a great sign that you have come very far in your shadow work journey, because you're setting those clear boundaries now. You're no longer available for certain things that are not serving you, that are only affecting you negatively, or they're affecting you in not so pleasant ways. So here you can maybe look at, like, previously maybe you said yes to everything and then now you're saying no more often. Or where you felt drained energetically before, maybe now you're actually protecting your energy more, so you're not affected by anything outside of you as much as you have before. Then the fourth sign is that you're actually expressing yourself in a more authentic way. No longer holding back or hiding parts of you, but really being your authentic self, showing up as the true you, sharing your thoughts, sharing your wisdom in a way that really feels empowering, no longer being afraid of being judged or being rejected or anything like that, but really standing in your power and showing up as that more empowered, authentic self of you. Maybe previously you were kind of like that gray mouse, like always kind of like standing in the background, not really wanting to be seen or heard. And now you may be noticing that maybe you're speaking up more. Maybe you're actually speaking more clearly, louder even. Really expressing yourself in a more aligned and empowered way. That also is a great sign that you have really come very far with your shadow work journey, with your inner healing journey. Then the fifth sign is that you have more compassion and more empathy for others, because you're then also understanding them at a deeper level. Because as you're going through your own inner healing journey, your own self-discovery journey and shadow work journey, you're learning a lot about yourself, which then also helps you then gain a better understanding about other people. You're having more compassion towards other people. You're then developing more of a sense of compassion and empathy towards other people, but then also towards yourself as well. Because compassion and empathy is really important on this spiritual awakening journey, this inner healing journey, this shadow work journey. You may then actually be able to understand other people's perceptions or perspectives and emotions better, where maybe you're becoming aware of something, that they're reacting to something, and you actually realizing that, okay, maybe they just really had a really bad day, or maybe they just don't understand how to or what's going on, and that's why they're reacting the way they do. And then even towards yourself, maybe you're realizing that you're also more compassionate towards yourself as well, that whenever something happens and you're reacting in a certain way, you're like, okay, I just reacted that way because, well, I wasn't aware, or I wasn't really in my power, or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to be gentle with myself, and I'm going to try again next time. So you're developing more empathy and compassion towards yourself and others. So if you're noticing that too is then a great sign that you've come very far with your shadow work journey. So keep going, keep continuing with your shadow work journey. Then the sixth sign is that you're no longer affected by past woundings like you have, because you've done a lot of inner healing already. You've healed a lot of trauma, a lot of woundings, and past experience, and those things that were really holding you back, that were negatively impacting you. They were causing you that negative emotional response whenever something happened. If you're noticing that you're no longer weighted down by past experiences as you had before, that also is a great sign that you've really done a lot of inner healing work, a lot of shadow work, because you've let go of a lot of those things that maybe previously were still weighing on you. Maybe previously you were thinking a lot about what happened in the past, or whenever you thought about a certain incident, that it still had a lot of emotional charge to it. But now when you're thinking back to it, it's like, I don't even remember it anymore. I don't experience it the same way as I have. If you have those kind of experience, that also is a great sign that you've really done a lot of inner healing work, because you really set yourself free from what used to weigh you down from those past experiences. Then the seventh sign is that you're actually noticing that your relationships are actually improving as well, or you're actually attracting more high frequency people into your life. Those people that are really more in alignment with who you have grown into, more positive people. Even in your own relationships, you may actually see different dynamics, more positive dynamics, or more positive relationship patterns, where you're starting to engage in healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Whether it's because you let go of certain relationships that were simply no longer in alignment with you and there was just a lot of tension there, or you actually transformed some of those relationships that you have had and now they are more healthier, they're more fulfilling. Or like I said, you maybe also have attracted more high frequency people into your life that are more in alignment with the person you have grown into. So if you're seeing those shifts in your relationships, that also is a great reflection of the inner work that you have done through your shadow work practices. Then the eighth sign is that your intuition may have also received somewhat of an upgrade, where you're becoming more intuitive, where you're maybe receiving more insights and guidance, more downloads. You're really more in tune with your surroundings, with yourself, where you're also becoming more aware of what's going on within you, and you're receiving that insights right away of how to shift things. You're also trusting and following your intuition more so than maybe previously. Because when it comes to intuition, you have to trust deeply And this also develops through shadow work, where you then start making decisions based on what you feel called to do, what you feel inspired to do. So you're becoming kind of like the rebel, right? You're doing what you feel called to do, what you feel most in alignment with, even if it goes against what other people say or what other people suggest or what the gurus teach or anything like that. But you're really following your intuition. That's like because you have developed more of that deep inner trust in yourself, in your gifts, in your intuition. And that also comes from deep inner shadow work, because you're discovering the truth of who you are, your true authentic self. And then you're trusting yourself more. Rather than going to another person asking for advice, you're like, okay, let's tune in. Okay, this is what I'm feeling. Okay, what can I do about this? What do I feel called to do? What do I feel inspired to do? Does this even feel in alignment or does it not? If not, okay, well, what does instead? You're really consulting more with your inner truth, with your higher self, your soul, than anyone outside of you. And that's because you really develop that intuition, that self-trust, because of your shadow work practices. Then the 9th sign is that you have actually integrated those shadow aspects and the gifts within these shadows. Because each shadow holds a gift. There's a message, there's a lesson, and there's a gift. So by you really working with your shadow aspects, the negative aspects, really diving deeper into that and then uncovering, well, what's the message, what's the lesson, and what's the gift within it? And then you're integrating that and letting go of the shadow aspects. That is also a great sign that you have really come very far in your shadow work practices, because now you're then embracing more of the gift rather than the shadow aspect. You're integrating both the light and the dark, because there's duality with everything. There cannot be light without the dark. There can't be dark without the light. There can't be good without the bad, and the other way around. So there can't be just the shadow without the gift. There can't be the gift without the shadow. So by you embracing both, using the shadow as the teacher to uncover, well, what's going on? What's holding me back? And then using the gift within it as the tool that will help you to transcend and grow. So you're combining both, you're using both, you're integrating both aspects, the good and the bad. Well, you're healing the bad, you're healing the negative aspects, you're releasing that, but you're integrating the good, you're integrating the lesson, the message, and the gift from the shadow aspect, which then actually helps you also feel more whole, feel more aligned, feel more grounded and centered. And then the 10th and final sign is that you feel more imbalanced. You feel more grounded, more centered. You have more that inner peace and a sense of contentment. Because as you're embracing all parts of you, all aspects of you, the good, the bad, and the in between, right? You are feeling more of that wholeness. You're really embracing your true authentic self, which then creates that sense of wholeness, that sense of deep inner alignment. It also nurtures that sense of inner peace and contentment. You're then going about life with more ease, regardless of what's happening all around you, because you've already developed the tools, the awareness, the intuition to go about life in a more aligned and centered and grounded way. No longer reacting to everything that's happening outside of you, but having that awareness to then choose, okay, how do I want to respond to it? Having also more that emotional balance as well, where you're no longer being triggered by everything around you. So if any of these signs resonate with you, if you're saying, you know what, I'm realizing that, I'm experiencing that, that is a great sign that your shadow work practices have really paid off, that you have really come very far already on your shadow work journey. So here, continue, because it's only going to get better and easier moving forward. But I'm curious to know, did any of those signs that I shared with you resonate with you? Did maybe all of them resonate with you? If so, leave me a comment below, let me know. I would love to know. I would love to maybe also celebrate this accomplishment with you, because experiencing those signs is an immense accomplishment, that you have done your work, that you have come out on the other side a more awakened, more empowered, more authentic self that you weren't previously before you started your shadow work journey. So definitely continue. It is only going to help you transform and transcend even more so, and awaken more. Truly embrace your true authentic self. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Now be sure to check out these 2 videos here. One is about how to recognize karma that is holding you back, and another one about, it's a light language activation to harmonize your nervous system, because with all these things that you're doing, your nervous system may be activated so it can harmonize that, calm it down a little bit more. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.